Okay, sup, it's your boy Ted over here. Known also as Mushroom Just the Tip. So, as you saw in the beginning of the video, you might have seen like a screenshot of me like changing my button settings. Well, I basically changed forward to R1, so that if I want to press forward, I have to press R1, basically.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7, Kazuya Heihachi Mishima.
Now you may ask, like, why would you do that? Like, why would you even like do that? Why? Well,
get ready for the next battle.
We have been like on PS4. People are always struggling with execution and shit. Like people always say electric is hard as fuck. I can't do electric. I can't do execution. I can't do that shit. And people have been figuring out ways to make it easier. Like, oh, press like 2 before you press the down forward, so that it would come out perfect and shit. People saying just like do forward and then down forward instantly, but if you really want to find a way that would work 100%, even if you're like couch dashing, wave dashing and shit, then I basically fucking found the method that would 100% work the best. Because it's not about how fast you do it, it's about like inputting like down forward and the down forward input at the same time with the 2, so that nor the 2 or the down forward input lags. Like that input, or like, yeah, that down forward input should be timed frame perfect with the 2. So what am I getting at? Well, normally I can't do like electric, even if I tried like shit. I can't do electric for shit. But I found out that if I like just separated the buttons, like the pad is a bit like not that best. Like I gotta agree. The pad on PS4 is shit. If it were buttons like keyboard buttons or any buttons, like if they just made the pad like buttons, like the same kind of buttons as the like the square and circle and all that stuff, then it would have been easier to execute the damn thing, because then you wouldn't have to know when to press it, because the buttons are too squishy. You can't execute that right on such pad. So I basically put forward on R1 and then put that, yeah, just change that basically. You see, basically, just by like changing my forward input from just the pad, like separating the buttons, like on a, have you seen the new, I'm gonna put a picture in the video, controller. They complain that it's basically cheating because it enables people to like do wave dashing and shit easier without execution. Well, I'm not doing wave dashing because I don't know how to do that shit, but I can guarantee that if I knew, I would be doing it like right now. Because by separating the buttons, it makes it easier on the player to focus their attention on how to basically press which button at which time, even if there's lag. Like, let me try to actually make the game a little bit laggier and see if this affects it. Okay. Like, seriously. Yeah, so like you get my point. It's easier if you do it that way. I'm gonna put a screenshot of the settings down below, like not down below but on the video in the end, so like you realize what I just did. I just change the forward input to the R1 input, so that when you're doing like electric wind god fist, just press forward and then down and then R1 and 2 at the same time, which are like close together, so you're pinch motion, so that it happens. And yeah, that's basically the best way to do it, like, because if you like try to do it any other way, like do the L1 and then down forward method that people have found out on the internet, then you can't do double dash into electric like this, because then you just would get down too, which isn't good. And I know most people are gonna say, but you can't like play the game right, like you can't walk, like it's harder because the forward button is far away and you can't like get used to it. Well, with a bit of training you can get used to anything. People have been playing on stick, on Mixbox and keyboard, and they got used to it like with practice. So what makes this harder? Like it's just one button, and changing the position of one button is gonna make the game a little bit hard to play. So my point is, it isn't the controller, it's how you do it, like. And the one thing that I hate about the PS4 pad is that it's squishy. It's not a button that you press. It's just like a squishy pad. That's what makes execution on PS4 pad really hard sometimes. Even though it's manageable. I managed to do a few electrics, like managed to find a way to do it, but I can't consistently electric like this. And of course, when I found this shit out, I was like dreading, because I didn't open my PS4 for like God knows how much. I know I'm going off, but I just want to like talking shit, so yeah.